Hello, everyone. Welcome to Animation Nation. And today I'm joined by the very talented Sylwia, who's a director of Autokar and also a writer for Autokar. And today we're going to be discussing a little bit about how the film came into being and a little bit about the creative process that Sylvia followed in order to create this film and the duration of it. So, hi, Sylvia. Thank you so much for joining today's call.
Hello.
Very glad that we could talk about this, about Autocar in specific. It's also Oscar shortlisted, so congratulations on that. Fingers crossed for getting nominated for the Oscar short film as well soon. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you a little bit about yourself and generally about why and when did you decide that the story of Agatha needs to be told to the world, and why did you choose animation as a storytelling medium?
So it's the story is inspired by my own experience like a child when I moved from Poland to Belgium during the 90s. At that time, Poland was not yet in the European Union, so that kind of migration was not the same than today. So we came without papers and
Yeah.
without any money. So it
Yeah.
was really different time. And it's led me with big emotions, because I was 8 years and no one explained you very well what happened, because as well all the adults are a little bit in a blurry life
Yeah.
at that times. And so I grew up,
Mhm.
but that feelings were still there, with me, and I felt like I have to do with something with that, because if not, it's too much.
Yeah.
So I decided to do something with that I know how to do. So I studied animation in Brussels, and I already did films at school and after school some projects too, and. So I think maybe this is the time to do it. And
Yeah.
but I had as well motivation from a good friend of mine whose name is Evelyn de Rook. She has
Uh-huh.
already is the animator of the she-wolf in the film.
Okay.
And we went to Annecy Festival that year together, just like touristically. I mean, not with the film.
Yeah.
And we were in the same car, and she asked me, "But why your parents came?" And
Mhm.
that question. It's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
like you have a lot of feelings when someone asks you that. So you think, "Oh, for what I will." Tell that what is the beginning of my answer.
Yeah.
But when I answered to her, she asked me, "And you don't want to do a film about that?" And I felt like, yes, I want, but I
Yeah.
don't know how. But it was the beginning, actually.
Okay, that's pretty nice. Well, I also come from Pakistan, so basically I moved from Pakistan to Germany like 6 years ago, so I can really relate to the film and all the emotions that basically it carries along with Agatha being the centerpiece of it. And then it was just very emotional how everything connected with itself and how people moving from one place to another place carry everything, not only like their belongings, but also their memories, their lives, and everything that they've built in their land. So that was pretty inspiring to see as well. Yeah, okay. And then since you've already mentioned that it's based primarily on your life, and also when you move from Poland to Belgium, can you also tell us how your memories shaped the story and what was from your childhood that was impossible not to include? You thought that it should really be in the film.
Hmm. Yeah, so for I had the feelings that I have to order my memories with that
Yeah,
films,
yeah,
because it was like you don't. I remembered very clear a
yeah,
lot of details, but in the same time, really not clearly the time. Like what happened before what. And so I tried to organize, to order that, and it was important for me to do that archive work with my own memory
yeah,
to
yeah,
um, to took that story and that story will be mine and not
Yeah.
the story of my parents, because of course I didn't choose at that time if I want to move or not. And you feel like you go ahead someone. Of course, it's not a critic. It was the time like that, but the feelings are there. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I try to order that, and I think it will be easy, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
Because
for
each
sure.
step, each shot I
Yeah.
was like completely involved on, and each shot was very important for me. And when you speak to my team, they each shot I was like, oh, this is the most important.
Yeah. Yes.
Each shot was like that. So I choose to tell things because I felt they are important to me.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
some of the feelings that I wanted to show, like the grandparents, for example,
Yeah.
when they disappear with the window,
Yeah.
the feelings that you lose something, really, really precisely the picture
Yeah.
uh, of your of your loved ones. But the picture of the house one day come
Yeah.
very clearly to my mind, like, okay, she have to take it like that,
Yeah.
and to feel her power in
Hmm. Hmm.
with herself. So first I think it was a lot of writing for myself, like about how what is important for
Hmm.
me in this experience in life.
Yeah.
And after that the pictures came little by little by
Yeah.
themselves, like but first for me it was to understand um, the feelings,
Yeah.
my own,
Just
because it was not clear for me.
yeah. Yeah. Of course, you were also very young, so you had to reimagine a lot of the memories as well and really dig deep into it. So is that also why the film looks the way it looks? Because it sort of represents a memory as well, and all the color palettes and the animation style that you use also is feels like a memory or living in a memory as well.
Maybe yes. I think I work like that since a long time, when yeah, to try to work with reality and with something more surreal, because there
Yeah.
is both important, I think.
Yeah. And then I think I speak on the behalf of everyone when I talk about the Agatha's blue pencil and the significance of it. Was it something that was required so that Agatha explores the bus and talks to other travelers, or does it hold any other significance as well?
They were both. I wanted to construct that film like a story for
Hmm.
everyone,
Hmm.
and not just for those who will understand what I mean, but for
Yeah.
everyone. And I think it will be great if there is this, that film is like a small door, and
Yeah.
people can go and discover little by little that kind of feelings, but it's not about that directly.
Yeah.
It's more about a girl who searched a pencil, and
Mm.
so it
Mhm.
was why I think the pencil is a good way to meet other people
Yeah.
if she lose it. And
Mhm.
of course the pencil have a lot of symbolic for me, I think, like for everyone, I guess. But the pencil for me in that story is the possibility to connect
Mm.
with
Mhm.
your loved one that you live, is the possibility to connect to yourself, because you draw for you to understand sometimes your
Mhm.
feelings.
Yeah.
And it's as well for me like a line, who you construct your own way,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that way cannot be cutted.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, your connection with your family can be cut,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that line that you construct, you decide to construct with your past, your present, and your future, still the
Okay.
same.
Yeah.
And it can continue. Doesn't matter what happens in your
Yeah.
life. If you do that, at the end, everything connects with this pencil.
I didn't think it in that way where the constructing of lines or the pencil symbolizes that you can write your own story as well. So no one can construct it or obstruct it in any way. So that's pretty awesome. And I think this is the second most asked question as well for you about the characters in the bus, the half human, half animal passengers. And I mean, what was the inspiration behind these character designs? Are they somewhat symbolic to like the culture or the stories that you listened to when growing up, or is it something like that you wanted to just create in your film as an imagination, sort of?
The first reason
Yeah.
why I choose the animals, be half animals, be half humans, because I was very afraid to draw humans,
Hmm.
uh, because I had the feeling it can be very cliche
Yeah. Okay.
if I use humans to tell that story, because I need to push a little bit
Mhm.
more the emotions. And with animation, sometimes it can be cliche because
Yeah. Yeah.
now you simplify some kind of stuffs, and in the same time, so for me it was perfect to choose animals to could tell that story, because
Yeah.
I felt very bad to use real visuals of real humans. You know, it was very
Mm,
difficult
mm,
for me to imagine how I will now draw that person that I met and who tell me her story. I, it's very difficult.
yeah. Yeah.
So it was the first reason. And after I, of course, spent some time to think about that idea to use that
Mm,
half animal, that
mm,
humans, and I think it's as well something logic, because Agatha comes from the area where is a lot of forest, is green part of Poland near of Belarusian
mm,
border.
mhm.
Uh, and so she know a lot of stories about animals, because of course
Mm,
her family people speak about that animals who come from that area too. And it seems very logic to me to
mm,
use them
mm,
in that way. And of course, they helped me to tell the characters with their feelings, with their emotions. Like
mm.
I could explore more the visuals connection with their lives and their physical aspects.
Mm, mm. Okay. Yeah. Because I was also trying to find a lot of symbolism in that of whether why.
and
Yeah.
and there is as well, of course, there is as well like a ritual,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah. But I
that's
think it also, at the end of the day, it depends on your own interpretation as well of whoever is the audience or whoever is watching,
yes,
however they can connect to the film. I think
yes.
that also is very personal to everyone. How does it make you feel that your film, even though it's drawn from your personal experience, resonates with so many people around the world because of all of this migration that is happening, people moving from one country to another because of very many different reasons?
I'm so happy about that. It's for me it was the main reason why I wanted to do that film. Of course, is because I need it. So
Mm,
this
mm,
was the
yeah.
first reason for me. But during the process, I really wanted to connect people together.
Mm, mhm,
Because I had the sensation that kind of feelings doesn't matter how far you are from. Finally, we are connected because we have that experience,
yeah.
and it's very important to valorize it. And for me, it was very like about that, how to valorize, do something beautiful with that feelings who
Mm,
are not
mm,
easy to tell, to speak about. It was the perfect medium for me to explain, to explore, to imagine, to
yeah.
draw it. And
Yeah.
so I am very happy if there is an echo with other people from other cultures, other countries.
Yeah. It's very important to also humanize these experiences, right? About moving from one place to another. And usually people overlook this humanization and the feelings that people feel when they move from one place to another. So I think this film really expresses or really shows how emotionally charged you can be and how difficult it is to move from one place to another place. And it does a really good job at humanizing those emotions. So I think it's a perfect film for anyone, and also for not only for the people who are moving from one place to another, but also for other people as well, because it reflects everything. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to see that there are films like that that are working on creating awareness on these things as well. So yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, and I also read, I did a little bit of research as well, and I saw that you worked on other films and also a combination of works as well, like the Strawberry Soup, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, but Léonard de Minuscule. Um,
Good,
uh,
yeah. The Teeny Weeny Fox, actually, in English.
yeah. How do you think these films prepared you for Autocar, and what kind of inspirations and lessons did you carry with you from those films to this film?
So yes, for these films, I did the Strawberry Soup was the film that I did at the end of my school.
Yeah.
It was a film, the first film I did in Polish.
Ah,
So
nice.
it was the
Okay.
first film when I came back to Poland, and I construct everything with the voices of people from my village.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I was with my grandma. We went to visit some people in the village, and I was with my small Zoom to record them.
All
And
right.
we just have kind of normal conversations. And
Hmm.
after that, I wanted to edit all the voices to
Hmm.
construct, some narration.
Yeah.
My idea was to ex- yeah, to buy something with the ambient from where I come from, and to have it, I don't know. And actually, in that film, there is a house who
Yeah.
appear suddenly, and I think that house already existed in Strawberry Soup. And
Okay.
before that film, I did at school as well. Slug and Snails is
Okay.
another film for kids that we did with Nim Gamboa,
Hmm.
and it was as well a film about houses, actually,
All
because
right.
that small slug don't have house, and no, the slug have house, and
Hmm.
snail don't have one.
Ah, okay.
And
Interesting.
so that small snail try to build the house, to be
Yeah.
like everyone.
Yeah.
And so the topic of the house already existed, but
Yeah.
was still in process.
Yeah.
And after school, I did the Teeny Weeny Fox with Aline Kertin. We
Yeah.
had that possibility to take a part of a residency for young people,
Hmm.
to do films for kids. And so we proposed that one. And I discovered how is to work with a team, and
Ah,
with
okay.
real
Yeah.
production
Yeah.
in that film. So it was really precious for me, because I understood so many steps, and as well, thinking about money, thinking about production, thinking about the team, organization for other people. How is your role like a director when you work
Hmm.
with team? And so everything this was very important for my construction.
Yeah.
And after that, we did two animated clips, like movie for music of
Hmm.
Sarah Lovell. She's a
Yeah.
singer, song,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, singer
Singer,
uh,
songwriter, yes.
from United States, and she did that for kids. And we did
Hmm.
two clips with Jessica Poon, and it was the first time I worked with 2D with her,
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
because before that I did
Yeah.
each film with a little bit of 2D, but mostly stop motion
Yeah.
with multiplane. And Autocar actually is my
Mhm.
first own 2D film.
Nice. So how do you like it now? I mean, for your next projects, for your next films, would you prefer to do it in 2D, or go back to your roots like stop motion, or maybe push yourself to go into the realm of like 3D, or maybe like rotoscoping, etc., etc.?
I think it depends of the topic as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I like 2D now. Of course, I
Mm-hmm.
really like to draw. I don't know why I never did it before,
Mm-hmm.
but because I really like.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's the first time for everything, and your first time with a 2D film, and you created such a masterpiece, and you're gathering all of these praises, and even though
I
it's
had
really,
very talented team, you know. I
yes,
didn't do it alone.
definitely, it
I
was,
had very good people beside me who helped me a lot.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it was really not a film that I did alone. It was
of
my
course,
own story. I built everything, but without the team, it will be not the same.
yes, a huge credit to all of the animators who were working, all of the production designers, the character designers, everyone who worked on this film. Big praise for them because obviously a team creates a film, and it's always important to credit them as well um, at the end. Yeah, okay, that's also pretty insightful for me because I didn't know this was your first 2D animated film, so that's also new information. And the film has generally won a lot of awards and has made a lot of festival circuits as well. And now, as we've already mentioned, it's also in the Oscar shortlist, and it's being considered for an Oscar nominee as well. How has the journey of taking Autocar around the world been for you? So, like, any reactions that have made you feel extra proud of the or extra proud of the film?
It was a crazy time, you know, to go with the film. The premiere of the film was in Berlinale the
Yeah.
last year, and so it was completely crazy. We were there with the composer of the music, the
Mhm.
editor, the producers, and colorist, and my mom.
Oh, okay.
So it was quite
That's very
nice,
nice.
and
Yeah.
we spent a nice time there, and we won a prize there. So it was
Yeah.
completely crazy to have a premiere there, and you know, and so I lose my voice for the premiere because I slept so badly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the first question of kids was why they smoke so much. And I was
All right.
I don't
Yeah.
smoke, but I
Yeah.
was without voice, and it was
Yeah.
completely like funny because I was
Yeah.
like, you know, like.
Yeah. So that's also now like a core memory for you, right? Which is attached to the film that you can share, like a funny anecdote. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was the first time, and after that, I had so many nice exchanges
Yeah.
in Germany because people remind that period of eastern part of Germany
Yeah.
to and
Yeah.
western part, so they felt connected
Yeah.
with the topic. Of course, there is a lot of Polish people too who came from that time,
Yeah.
so they remembered.
Yeah.
Had one small girl in Brussels who asked me if that pencil really exists. And it was the most cutest
Yeah.
question that I had, you know, because I was like, yes, of course, your pencil exists. You have to search
Yeah.
it. You know?
Yeah. Pretty sure that a lot of kids would be asking their parents after watching it to get a pencil like that that can
Yeah, I
also
would
wink
like
at
to give
you.
her. Yeah, but I asked my producer to
Yeah.
build that kind of pencils, but we didn't have money for that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe now, who knows?
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so reactions were multiples. The last festivals I did who really was important for me
Mhm.
was in my area in Poland, in Żubrówka Festival in
Mm-hmm.
Białystok. Białystok is the city where the film began, and
Okay.
it's as well the place where my family live.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was quite strong for me to show the film there.
Yeah.
And my father was there, and everyone of my family. So that was something for
Yeah.
me, you know, in my life to come back with that
Mhm.
film and to show them, to spend time together,
Yeah.
and as well, that area, the film had a good echo because so many kids, so many adults were um, separate. You know,
Yeah.
now we hear a lot about that area in very badly terms
Mm.
because that's horrible wall between us and
Yeah.
Belarus because there are this. war from Belarus to
Yeah.
Poland. They
Yeah.
people put them like that. So for me, it was as well important to remind from where we come from, like a
Hmm.
Polish persons, because now stuff's changed. People come there for work,
Yeah.
and from the eastern part and
Hmm.
from the more far. But we come from there, so
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
have to forget it as well. For me, it was as
Exactly.
well a small reminder. Of course, all the film is not built on that, but
Hmm.
it was important for me as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, that must have been like a really proud and also like a very emotional time because you went back to your roots and showed everyone the work that you've done. So it must have been like really heartwarming as well with your parents alongside with you. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, I can imagine the warmth that you felt there being back there among everyone that you know about in your roots.
Yes,
That's
my grandma was on the. She's not someone from cinema. She was in the room.
okay.
She speak to someone who were
Yeah,
beside her, and she
yeah.
said, "This is the film of Sylvia." But that person won't know me, like. So it was funny too.
Yeah, yeah, must have been definitely. Okay, I think I'll just wrap it up now, and I'll just like to ask like one final question, but this is like more on the motivational side and not the film side, in terms of like for aspiring animators and filmmakers, especially those with deeply personal stories to tell everyone. What is the most important lesson that you learned through the process of making Autocar that you would like to share with everyone who wants to do this?
Mm. Um, for me, it was the right time to do Autocar now because
Yeah,
I know already some stuffs about animation, and
yeah,
so it was very helpful to work in an emotional way
yeah.
because it's not easy, I think, but it's incredibly you feel rich after
Mm,
that because
mm,
you valorize your own emotions, experience, but not just
yeah.
yourself. Speaking subjectively to people,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think is something very good in terms of health,
Yeah,
because when we can open us like that, uh, it's uh, it's real connection. It's really
yeah,
good.
yeah,
So I think we need films like that today.
yeah,
I think yeah, the world change and we need trueness, and there are so many people with extraordinary and very simple stories, and they're very humans, and
yeah.
so I am sure the world change, and you have to work on it, and just trust yourself. This is I think for me it was the most important stuff to do before and during the process of Autocar, is to find the way of trust to myself.
Mm,
I
mm.
think it's the most difficult.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you came out successful then. Obviously, was a hard path and also a very hard story to share. But I'm very glad that you shared this story with everyone because there are a lot of people that it resonated with. Me myself, coming from a different country, it resonated a lot with me. I could see myself as Agatha as well. So it was very inspiring and a very beautiful film, and I hope that it gets all the praise that it deserves. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all from my side. So thank you so much, Sylvia, for this conversation, and I'm very glad that you took out the time from your busy schedule to talk to me and to share the story and to share the story of Autocar with everyone. So I'm very pleased. So thank you so much.
I'm very happy for your invitation, so thank you very much. It means a
Yeah,
lot to know what someone like you
yeah,
ask me questions,
yeah.
and from inside that kind of experience, so it's very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I'm looking forward for the Oscar nominees as well. And I'm crossing my fingers that Autocar makes it. And then hopefully, hopefully we'll talk to each other again soon. Thank you so much, Sylvie.
Have a
Thank
great
you. Thank
time.
you so much.
Bye
See
bye.
ya. Bye bye.